Welcome back to Mega Man X Command Mission. Last time, we recruited the world-famous Steel Massimo, and for some reason he's level 1, but we're working on it. So starting out, I found myself in this maze, which I didn't use a guide to get through, and I think I got through decently well. I don't know if I got all of the items, I might have missed something, but got everything important, by which I mean progress. So while we're wandering the maze, our voice actors today, start with Massimo himself. He's voiced by Noah Umholtz. Nana, the person we're trying to rescue, is voiced by Angie Beers. And Silverhorn, the guy we're going to shoot, is Byron Close. So yeah, not too many credits on any of them. There's the usual, like, slightly off Dragon Ball roles, Gundams, of course. Gotta have Gundams. Some Hunter x Hunter there. Some anime I've never heard of called Viper's Creed. All three of them were in that. But in terms of various roles, I want to mention Noah Umholtz, Omega Shenron. Sorry, he voices one of my least favorite Dragon Ball characters, hands down. But also he voiced Armored Armadillo in Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, so we have heard his voice before. I don't remember it because I don't remember the game super well, but, you know. He was certainly a voice, and there weren't any voices in that game that I thought, oh, this is so terrible. Whoever voiced this character should be ashamed of themselves. And they were all fine. Look, I played Maverick Hunter X because I figured I probably should just, you know, point out a few differences, get the cutscenes in there. But yeah, I really do just prefer the original X. Anyway, I want to stop him from firing, of course, because that's big damage. So anytime he tries to do something, shoot him immediately. We know what the other two Prions are about. Like, those guys, they're predictable. And they can hurt. That was like the worst person to attack, but, you know. The other worst person to attack. Yeah, they're predictable, we know what their whole thing is. They're not a big deal. I will mention, though, no Gregory Horror Show roles for Noah Umholtz, so of all of them, little disappointed. Couldn't get into the prestigious show that is Gregory Horror Show. I don't know about that. Well. Yeah, so, mentioned this last time already, of course, but yeah, Massimo is not as defensive as you might hope he is for a man that bulky, but yeah, he only has Water Guard right now, meaning he's weak to everything else, and I think that said that was a crit on top of that, so that shot hurt. Thankfully, he's got HP for days. Well, less than other characters have, but it's still decent. Decent enough to not die on the spot, at least. He's got that going for him.
You're Nana, the system operator, right? I'm X. I'm here to rescue you.
Wait a second. I'll let you loose.
When I noticed you were breaking in, I managed to reprogram the system so that the alarms wouldn't go off. I was captured, and they told me if I didn't cooperate, they'd kill the POWs. I couldn't.
We understand. It's all right now. We'll rescue every last one of them.
Let's go get that creep.
I'll stay here and back you up.
Nana?
I can't forgive what he did. I'll help you the best I can.
Okay, you check up on the Rebellion Army.
Oh, and Nana, is there any record of me being held here?
Massimo. Steel Massimo, right? It says you were captured 10 days ago and subsequently placed in solitary confinement. It also says that after 5 days of refusing to cooperate, you were executed.
Executed?
So this means that they killed somebody else instead? This is unbelievable.
Alright, so... I think Nana's Italian with the way she's gesturing to us. So right, speaking of Nana, Angie Beers, okay, so, she was the voice of Husky from Dragon Ball, which if you don't remember, I believe that's the thief character from one of the filler episodes. So you probably don't remember, but you know, she's the classic floof hair character. And she appears in 1, maybe 2 episodes. I don't think that was more than an episode, but it might have been 2. Either way, she was not long for that world. Quick break, we've got a puzzle here. And by puzzle, I mean... we have to play a game of Simon. If you mess up, of course, you have to do a fight. Thankfully, though, since Nana's here, we can actually see the correct order of these, which is just blue-red. So as long as you don't press red-blue instead, you're good. Obviously, this is going to be getting at least a little more complicated over time. Not by much, but a little. So, other roles. She was Roll in Mega Man Powered Up. And she's also probably got the most roles out of everybody I'm mentioning today. I think she's in a bunch of stuff. A few Magical Girls things, I think. I forget if she's the only voice of Fa from Zeta Gundam. Also, if you're wondering, yes, that was the wrong order to progress, but there are actually incorrect combinations that you can do in order to get items. So yeah, thanks to the guide for pointing that out, because I probably wouldn't have thought of that. I think you can come back later and do this, but... you want to do it incorrectly first, so yellow, blue, red. Is it red, blue, yellow? Is it just backwards? No, it wasn't just backwards. Okay, no, this opens this up, but then there's the door. Yeah, that's tank parts. So if you do it completely incorrectly, you get that, and then... that's also not strictly backwards. God, is this a trial and error thing or a guide thing? I'm gonna guess a guide thing. Buy the strategy guide so you know how to get all these figure tokens. Obviously, this is not the worst thing to miss out on. The tank parts would suck to miss, but the rest of those items weren't too good. Anyway, though, last thing worthy of note, of course, Gregory Horror Show. She is the voice of Lost Doll. So yeah, you know, this terrifying jump scare child. Yeah, that was her. I don't think she was, in the game version, though. I think she was only the TV show. And then Byron Close. Other than the usual roles, the usual various Gundams or Dragon Balls or whatever, most important thing to note, he is actually the voice of Hell's Chef in both the TV show and the game. So yeah, that kicks ass. Yeah, I like Hell's Chef a lot. Also, yeah, I fucked up here. So we're just gonna undo that. I just had to, do the fight off-screen, because unfortunately there's no reset switch, which must have been really annoying to anybody who worked here. Like, you're trying to do your patrols in the morning, and you just accidentally press the wrong button, and then the alarm sounds and your boss comes in, and it's real embarrassing, because, like, yeah, you messed up. I'm not an intruder, I just pressed the wrong button, I'm sorry, it was an accident. Hey, you can't go to solitary confinement. Alright, well, those guys suck, I guess, and here's a fight. It's just more of these guys. Nope, freeze. Nope, absolutely not. I'm not getting frozen and getting big damage. I haven't equipped anything to prevent that. I'm not gonna let that happen. Also, he doesn't immediately lose it all the time, but you should have enough time to break him out of it. Like, oh, that killed him. Well, if it didn't kill him, I'm sure X would have prevented him from doing it anyway. And if not, Massimo would have handled it. Look, he's got that good close-range damage, which sometimes you just need that. Look, sometimes if you shoot a guy, he's not gonna stop missiling. But an axe? That'll stop him. Alright, well, Massimo is now only one level below us. Oh, we can't? Yep, that's red. Damn. Damn, Spider, you're really good at looking at things. I would've missed that completely. Well, looks like we've gotta sit around and talk about our lives. So Massimo, how's it going?
Hey, where's Massimo?
About Massimo. I'm afraid that person may not be the real Massimo. He seems to be a little bit different from the one we have on record in the database. I didn't want to say anything.
I understand. Well, maybe he went to check on the real Massimo in the underground cell.
Yup. There was a route down near here.
Let's go check it out.
I'll stay here and scour the database for more information. Be careful, the both of you.
Oh, my!
It's you.
Oh, my! What have they done?
This is what they do when you refuse to join their clan. Glad I left the armor in your hands.
No! I'm not strong like you. Only the real Steel Massimo. Only you and your strength deserve to wear this armor. I'll never be as strong as you.
You have much strength. You just don't realize it. You can be even stronger than I was. Take the armor. Be strong.
Okay, well, that was existentially horrifying to look at, but, yeah, Massimo left. He did this. Which, you know, honestly, good on him. These guys suck, I don't know why we listened to them. Thankfully, we don't have to travel too far. I mean, look. I can fight enemies with 2 characters. But, you know, I like having Massimo here. I like having 3 characters, that's nice. And when you leave, he's just right here. Obviously, kinda silent.
Don't phrase it like that, Spider.
Alright, well... I know Shadow betrayed us, but you know what? I'm glad X isn't the type to stop trusting people because of that, cause yeah, we just let Massimo back in, it's fine. He's not who he says he is per se, but he's never given us a reason to distrust him. And he's also not letting us find out what's in that room. Also, that scare chord is apparently just part of the soundtrack. Which I forgot about. Oh no, i.e., that's not good. It came from the left, not the right, which is good because there's so much stuff to look over on the right. Though you might want to go back and save before you enter this door, because, you might be able to guess what's about to happen. Let's see, we've got a tank energy 100, and hey, in case you want a hyper, there you go. And now for the best cutscene in the game.
What the? Nana!
So, these are the rats who are scurrying around our death camp. Fools. How dare you resist the rebellion army?
So, you're the head honcho here? What have you done to Nana?
Nana's been a bad girl, so she's being punished.
Don't you dare touch her!
The weak ones have no choice. They should just obey the strong ones. Obey the rebellion forces. The slimy vermin must bow down to our power. Is that Massimo? No, of course not. That feeble Massimo. Then turned him into so much crap.
Massimo?
Oh, certainly. As feeble as they come, he refused to join us. So I tore him, limb from limb. Rip!
Feeble Massimo? Feeble Massimo! You son of a...
God, cutting off the swear with the Battlestart guitar riff. Fucking perfect. Absolutely perfect cutscene, no notes.
Ready to be destroyed?
You gotta stop attacking Spider first. That makes you so much less impressive. Alright, so here's our next boss, Silverhorn. He's a little bit tougher, so let's see. He's got himself, 17,000 HP. I almost called it life energy, which would have been the correct thing. His element is water, so he'll absorb that. But that also means he takes extra damage from thunder attacks. 74 power, 44 armor, 42 shield, and 88 speed. Look, I'm not the best with, numbers and the comparisons thereof, but, that seems too high. Also, how did you miss? They were clearly swept away. Anyway, though, so, Shock Geyser is his single target water attack, rather. Cryogenics, which is also a single target attack, but it can freeze you. Ultra Blizzard, which is just water damage to everybody. Tidal Damage, which is not just a regular attack, it's reducing your energy by 50%. But as you might have noticed, it misses somehow. It's not very accurate, even though he's just flooding the room with water. Liquid Coating, which is just, hey, I do water better now. Obviously that makes him stronger, but it also increases his defense, but like, who cares, he already absorbs water. And then Pressure Abyss, which is single target, but very damaging. Like, I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed crit, so yeah, that stings. You are going to want to be very careful in this one. Of course, you might be able to guess now why Massimo started with Water Guard, and that's because they wanted to make sure that he did not get absolutely stomped by Silverhorn in both his first fight and after the cutscene where he just gives, probably his best performance in the game. I really do, unironically love that cutscene. I think Noah Holtz does a good job with Massimo. I think he's probably got maybe one of my favorite performances in the game in that one. But also, while it is legit good, I still just love that whole thing. Just, Feeble Massimo is so good. God, cutting off the swear with a Battlestart is so fucking good. Absolute brain geniuses were behind this game, I love it. It's just phenomenal. Why do I always fuck that one up? Thankfully that didn't actually hit me with a freeze. Alright, oh, we're using glint armor.
Give it everything!
So yeah, Massimo's "Give It Everything" voice line is also one of my favorites in the game. We've also got this deck. Okay, so, basically, you have to mash both of the buttons that are available. You might be able to tell that there are upgrades to it, because there were 2 more slots, which means eventually we'll be doing more mashing. But yeah, you basically want to up both of them as much as possible. Though, if you only have to prioritize one, like if you're not good at mashing, damage is the most important one between the two of them we have so far. Especially during boss fights, because Code Red's not going to help us much here, unfortunately. Oh, there he goes. He's so shiny! Yeah, you don't need water defense. You're good, you're fine. Also, yeah, I'm pretty sure I mentioned already last time, it might seem tempting to use Build Hyper on Spider, but don't. Like, we didn't really do that much for that turn, or the 2 turns, to be fair. But it's still not worth it. Massimo, on the other hand, is a little more worthy of your build hypers. So basically, stat-wise, Glint Armor is 50% life energy, 25% power, 25% armor, 25% shield, weapon energy 50%. And also, he just gets 100% counter against, I think, most things as long as they can be countered. So, like, elemental attacks, I don't think can be countered, but, like, I think he gets both physical and shot.
I'll destroy you!
Ugh. Actually, that wasn't so bad. You might want to designate somebody as a, just item person. Like, Spider might be better served just using items, especially if you're done stealing. So, if you need anybody to heal, he's probably your man. He doesn't really have anything elemental-wise, and he doesn't really bring too much to the table. Plus, you want to save up his weapon energy so they can use, like, one of the few things he's good at, though even that's kind of a risk. Like, I'm gonna play poker. Is this where I'm gonna wind up hitting him with, Tri-Attack? Tri-Card, yep, whoops. Ultimately, I think that did more damage than it healed, but yeah, that is not exactly ideal. Other characters could probably do better, less risky damage.
I'll destroy you!
That's less good. Oh god, and that's with Water Guard. Yeah, so, obviously, you don't want to get hit with Massimo when he's got elemental weaknesses. Again, it was a design decision to make sure he didn't get stomped after his big moment. Or during his big moment. It's still his big moment. But yeah, basically, in terms of Massimo's action trigger, you want to prioritize the first button, which I think is X? I hope I use it again so I can actually nail down what it is. Second meter is status effects, though I think one of them might even be instant death, if I remember correctly, because it straight up did not work against him, so not particularly good. You mainly just want to focus on the first meter, which does build the fastest. Oh, and you know, how could I forget to mention this? Okay, so, the fact that, enemies now have a meter that shows in order to tell you when you have the final strike ready against them. That's useful against bosses, too, because while you can't see the boss's HP normally, because their meter just stays the same, the faster or the more the meter falls at a time, the better. So now that we have that final strike meter, obviously at the start of a fight, it's not going to empty that much. So basically, oh god damn it, really again, Tri-Card? Ugh. Actually no, that did do a lot of damage though. But yeah, at the start of a fight, that thing is not going to go down at all. Right, I've not been paying attention to that, but I love how intimidating he tries to sound, but then you just smack him a little hard and he goes, no! And yeah, no, basic attack is what you want. You want to prioritize attack, because yeah, Code Red, I got blind, and he blocked that status effect, but, like I've been saying, that meter is going down harshly now, for every attack, which means we're just about done with this fight. So yeah, that's the fun thing about that meter. Now that we can see enemy HP, we know... Oh! No! So much different from Hell Chef. Hell Chef never would have whined like that.
I did it!
I guess the only other thing I have to say is mincemeat. Hamburger. That's also a Gregory Horror Show reference. Feel like I should make that abundantly obvious. You should not make Silverhorn into burgers. I don't think it would taste good.
Steel Massimo would never, ever lose to scum like you. Scum that uses force to crack the wills of the weak. Once there was a man. He despised his own weakness. So he sought Massimo for strength. Massimo was a hero who used his strength to fight for the weak. I wanted to be like Massimo. As strong as Massimo. But now he's dead. What do I do now? X, I'm a fraud.
Well, one thing is clear. Steel Massimo will always fight as long as the rebellion army stands. Right, Massimo?
Steel Massimo, will you fight together with us?
I mean, he probably will, but we don't get his answer now, because that's the end of the chapter. So, next time on Mega Man X Command Mission, this time it's gonna be an intermission-only episode, so stay tuned to see the base some more.